up on the LIC TV News Update, we take a look at a famous photo brought to life.
We opened up the history books on how one man changed the lives of many.
And one living piece of history celebrates a very big birthday.
The LISD News Update starts right now.
Bringing you the news and information from across the Lubbock Independent School District. This is the LISD News Update with Peyton Seifert and Matthew House.
Welcome to the LRC TV News Update. I'm Peyton Seifert.
And I'm Matthew House. Thank you for joining us. As you may have noticed, we're not in our usual studio. Right now we are live from the San Diego, California Bay.
However, it isn't all about suntans and beaches. San Diego has a very rich and colorful history.
San Diego, also known as the birthplace of California, was discovered in 1542 and established in 1769 under Spanish-Mexican rule. It became part of the continental United States in 1848. Native Americans have lived here and continue to live here for roughly the last 1,200 years. San Diego started to grow after 1880 due to multiple military facilities and is now the 8th largest city in the United States. San Diego experienced rapid growth after World War II. Along with that growth came a tourist attraction known as the Midway. Let's go to our reporter Stephen Dixon with more on this.
After a long, full life, the USS Midway celebrates the 70th anniversary of its commission this month. The Midway took part in many conflicts after being built just after World War II.
Well, the Midway was commissioned in 1945 after the end of World War II. So this ship was named after a battle that took place in World War II. It served until 1993, very active in Korea and Vietnam. This was the command ship for the air attack on Saddam Hussein in 1991. And then it was decommissioned in 1993. Brought here to San Diego and turned into a museum 10 years ago.
The Midway's mission differed from ships who concentrated on sub-hunting. It launched aircraft that would do everything from rescue missions to hunting missions.
This carrier its mission was to launch fighter attack aircraft. So we had different missions. Serve in Vietnam and made many tours to Vietnam, and then of course Desert Storm. It spent its last 18 years of service in Japan as our forward deployed carrier. So.
Though it has been decommissioned by the Navy, it now serves as a museum that once shows the many different parts of an aircraft carrier.
Well, it's a great experience down here. We get over 1 million visitors a year, and we try to emphasize when young people come aboard and teach them that freedom is not free.
The ship, we sort of act as teachers, instructors, guides, telling people about the ship and the airplanes on board and how we launch them, how we recover them. Yeah.
Well, I love the Midway. This is great. This is a great ship. A great museum. They do a great job keep maintaining it and keeping people interested in working.
I love it. This is my fun time. Yeah, we refer to this as now as more as a daycare center for old retired military personnel.
Many cultures influence the makeup of the San Diego area. The contributions of the Spanish, Mexican, and Mexican-American cultures are all visible at the San Diego's Chicano Park. The murals at Chicano Park feature major historical figures important to San Diego's community members.
Well, this is a lot about our history here, even though my kids don't really know, they haven't lived it. I want them to know about it and to remember and to understand their history.
As winter strikes out, spring is up to bat, and that means one thing: baseball season is here.
You're exactly right, and it's full swing. Now let's go to our reporter, Alexandra Gutierrez.
Thank you, Peyton and Matt. You can't talk about historic San Diego without talking about the history of San Diego baseball. And that's exactly what's on display here at the San Diego Hall of Champions Sports Museum. San Diego's Hall of Champions is a walk through the decades of the San Diego baseball history. One name that is synonymous to the Padres is Jerry Coleman, also known as the Colonel. He spent his entire National League Baseball playing career as a New York Yankee. He later became a scout for the Yankees, and in 1960 he joined CBS and began his broadcasting career. In 1972, Coleman became the lead radio announcer for the San Diego Padres. He became famous for his unique catchphrases like,
"Oh, doctor, the beat goes on. The natives are getting restless."
He was inducted to the San Diego Padre Hall of Fame in 2001, and in 2007 he was inducted to the National Radio Hall of Fame for his work with the Padres. At the time of Coleman's retirement in 2010, he was the third oldest play-by-play announcer in the United States.
As the late, great Jerry Coleman always said, you can hang a star on that, baby. I hope the San Diego Padres can make Jerry Coleman proud this season. Now let's go to our reporters, Ashley Frazier and Shelby Elkins, with a story about a big statue with an even bigger meaning.
Right now, we're standing in front of the unconditional surrender statue created by Seward Johnson.
Although this kiss happened in New York, it is a welcome home symbol to the Navy and an inspiration to everyone.
This beautiful statue commemorates the famous photograph taken of a Marine kissing a woman he had never met in the midst of celebrating the end of World War II. In 2007, a temporary sculpture made of foam core was built in San Diego, California. Unaware that the statue was actually alone, locals were confused when it vanished one day in 2012. In the same year, the San Diego Unified Port District voted to purchase a statue to replace the previous one that is made of bronze so as to withstand the weather. The statue cost around $1 million, which was raised through the efforts of a fundraising campaign called Save the Kiss. The iconic figure was unveiled on Valentine's Day in 2013, even though it is not a display of love, but rather an illustration of the ending of a bad period and the start of a new. The figure is still standing to this day. It serves as a reminder of the devastating war that was fought and the absolute joy it brought to the people once it was over. For LISD News Update, I'm Shelby Elkins.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6.